Is there a guaranteed ultra from this thing too? It'll be Yoko, don't you worry. It'll be f***ing Yoko. You'll just uninstall the game again if it's Yoko. There's no way this game gives me a 5th f***ing Yoko, right? It wouldn't do that to me. Alright, here it is. Yoko time, let's go. Oh! Why? I don't want 5 Yokos! Oh my god, I hate you. I hate you, game. I don't want 5 Yokos. What am I gonna do with this shit? I wanted 1 of them. 1 copy was enough.
5 Yoko. Ha ha ha.
I sometimes wonder who is actually in charge of the content that gets released into this game. At this point, I'm pretty sure the Konami office only consists of 2 people. Some guy obsessed with graveyard interaction, and the other one his 4-year-old brother playing with heroes in the corner. Seriously, we have gotten so many graveyard focused decks recently, and this new box is no exception. The main archetype of the box, and the deck I'll be showcasing today, is Mayakashi, which is a zombie synchro deck with a ton of graveyard interaction. Sound familiar? In fact, this deck is so familiar to Shiranui that it can in fact run most of their cards, and will actually do so in most optimal builds. So here's my version of the deck. Now this deck is a day 1 build, and it's very late in the month, so the results I've been having with the deck could be pretty irrelevant, but for you guys that do want to know my opinion of the deck, honestly, I'll be surprised if this deck doesn't end up being meta relevant purely because of its similarities to Shiranui, which we already know is a top tier deck. And not only that, but I found it extremely hard to break. The consistency of this deck is honestly bonkers. So if you're wondering whether or not it's safe to actually invest into this deck, I would say sure. Even if it doesn't come out being a top tier deck list, it is easily cog worthy. And if you enjoy Shiranui and already own most of their support, you'll love this list. So the deck's main combo is super straightforward and rarely varies. Summon Dakki, which is your level 2 tuner, either by normal summon or by summoning and tributing Solitaire. Then special summon Yuki, which is a level 1 monster that can special summon itself from hand or graveyard, and when it does, will send a zombie to the grave from your deck, which in this case will always be Spectralsword for follow-up plays on the following turn. Now that you have these 2 monsters on the board, you can start your synchro ramping. First, you'll synchro into Oboro, which can special summon itself from the grave whenever a level 5 synchro is destroyed, and when it is special from the grave, your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. This synchro summon will trigger Dakki's effect to resummon her back to the board, meaning you can synchro again, into Tsuchigumo. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. This guy is special from grave whenever a level 7 synchro dies, and when special from the grave, will allow both players to send 3 cards from the top of the deck to the graveyard. Again, Dakki will resummon herself after the synchro summon, to allow you to go again, this time into Tengu. This guy is special whenever a level 9 synchro dies, and when res from the graveyard will destroy 1 spell or trap card. And finally, you can perform 1 last synchro summon using Dakki into Yoko. This guy's first effect doesn't matter whatsoever as we don't actually have a level 11 synchro for this card to ramp into yet, so you can ignore the first effect. But when resurrected from the grave, it will destroy 1 monster your opponent controls, and this isn't targeted removal. The rest of the deck list is the supporting cards. Mayakashi's Return is the reason this deck is so consistent. This card can search for any Mayakashi card, and either add it to hand, or send it to the grave, which includes Winter. This card is a continuous spell that reduces the stats of your opponent's monsters by 100 per Mayakashi monster with a different name in the grave, and has 2 effects, but can only use 1 of them per turn. You may send a Mayakashi monster to the grave and this card to the grave to draw a card. And the other effect, you may banish this card and a zombie from the grave to target 1 Mayakashi monster in the grave and special it. Honestly, I didn't use this card's first effects at all. I basically only used it in combination with Return to send it to the graveyard for its revival effect. Metamorphosis is a trap card that allows you to discard a card to special summon a Mayakashi from the grave. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects during the turn it is summoned. The rest of the cards in the deck are all stuff you would have seen before, but I will mention that we are using a copy of Squiresaga and that she is a huge deal for the decklist, as Spectral Sword will always be in the grave after your initial setup, along with a level 5 monster, meaning summoning this card the following turn is almost a guarantee. Not only that, but you'll have a whole arsenal of zombie synchro monsters in the grave to choose from for her banish effect. Alright guys, that's it for the towing part of the video. The rest of the video will just be a bunch of gameplay showcasing the decklist in action. If you liked the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, comment if you have any questions or feedback, make sure to check out my Twitch, my Patreon and Discord down below. And if you happen to have $1 lying around and wish to support me, feel free to click that join button down below to support me directly, as well as gain access to a few little neat perks. Enjoy the gameplay!
Duel! 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 Duel!
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.